Here with Rozier, trainer of Sergiy Derevyanchenko. How you feeling, man?
I'm a little tired. We flew back from California yesterday and got in late, and I was just pondering and watching the fight again and getting a fan view, watching it with no sound and the whole 9 yards, and even more so than before. I believe Sergey should have won the fight. He had enough rounds in the bank to get him over the hump, but that accursed knockdown syndrome that we seem to have at the wrong place and wrong time came up again, and we just ended up on the short end of that decision.
Start from the beginning, man. Did everything kind of play out the way you thought it was going to play out? Did Munguia? I know you always rated him as a pretty high fighter, high-level fighter, but kind of being in the ring with him, what do you kind of think of him overall?
Well, I mean, he's not a bad he's a young fighter. He still has a lot to learn, and he's tenacious, he's strong, he's big. But the things that I expected to see in the bout, I did see emphatically, especially come the fifth round, where Sergey, he started off, he got stung early, but he came on like a freight train, and he was very close to actually putting Munguia away.
When he got hurt, when Munguia got hurt, did you kind of look at it and say, okay, we can get him out of here, or did you kind of expect the fight to keep going because Munguia's never really been hurt, hasn't been knocked down or anything like that? Did you think Sergey would get him out of there?
Well, I thought he would. Just a few better placed shots, and I think it would have happened. But he's a tough kid. I have to give him credit for that. He survived the onslaught, and he was there for the sixth round.
What do you kind of go back and tell Sergey, man? He has 5 losses on his record, but 4 of them outside of the Charlo fight were extremely close. Could have went your way. How do you kind of keep a guy like that? How do you keep his spirits up? He's 37 years old. What do you kind of tell him, and what do you kind of do, man?
It's a frustrating thing. It's really frustrating. I think that at this point, we have to make sure that he understands that he's right there. He can't get knocked down. He can't lose moments. I'll talk to you later. And it's just those things that make him privy to these bad decisions. Although I honestly believe he won outright, it was close. These are close affairs. But, I mean, he never gets the nod. He never gets that princess treatment. Like, hey, all right, it's a close one, but we're going to make sure you get it.
How likely, in your honest view, do you think Munguia will give you guys the rematch, man?
I very truly doubt it. We'd have to partition and push and shove, and if he and his promotional team were real competitors and honorable, they say that was such a close fight that let's run it back. So I don't know if they will. I very truly doubt it, because they're going to be afraid that those few moments that weren't in Sergey's favor won't happen again, and he'll be victorious. But this is what real energetic, exciting boxing's about. You get a close one, you run it back. You get the rematch. It's truly the leader for fight of the year. I doubt that we'll see anything like this towards the end of the year. Unless they do it again, then you have 2 fights that are fight of the year candidates.
When you look at coaching from your perspective, man, you guys thought you won. A lot of people online thought you won. But let's just say you get that rematch. Is it as simple as getting Sergey back in the gym and saying, hey, we're gonna train and do the same thing that we did before, or because you felt like you won, or do you have to like tweak a few things, even though you kind of had a really good game plan, man?
Perfection is judged by your ability to ascertain what could have went wrong. So, of course, we get back in the gym, but we have to work even more on correcting things that could possibly happen. There were some things that he did in there that could have been better. we could have went to the body a little bit more and really put the brakes to this situation. And he used his jab more than he ever did, but we could still be better with that. And it's just little things, that little notches, the technician style of angling and shooting and stepping around. That could have been a little bit better, and improve on conditioning overall. If you're going to have to fight the war of all wars, be conditionally ready to rise up, and your endurance is ready to meet that challenge.
Do you want to see Sergiy stay at 168 pounds? That was his first fight up there. He's a little smaller for the weight division, but he fought a hell of a fight, man. You want to see him stay up there?
Well, honestly, in my opinion, I'd like to see him at 160, but he wants this Munguia. That's all he spoke about. I want a rematch. I want a rematch. He wants this Munguia rematch so bad. And even if, say it does happen, I'd still like him to return to 160 and fight for a title. He is one of the most endearing, genuine, kind, considerate, hard-working, dedicated athletes that I've ever worked with. And I want to see him rise to that occasion. He deserves it. He's blessed, and he's a wonderful, wonderful man. I think that he deserves a chance to shine, and hopefully in an environment that's more conducive with neutrality, so that he can get a fair shake.